As soon as your gazes lock, she quickly averts her gaze, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. There must be something there you know in your heart. Why are you so certain that she can't stop fantasizing about you? If you are alert, you can spot the telltale indicators even though they are small. When a woman's mind is racing with yours, she loses all self-control when you're there. She may not be aware of it, but her every move and look is a sign that she is completely absorbed in you. Without further ado, then here are the 12 red flags that she is desperately trying to escape your thoughts. Her eyes speak volumes. Her eyes will follow you around the room and linger on you, letting you know that you're on her mind at all times. A major sign that her mind is entirely occupied with you is when her stare locks onto you and refuses to budge. She tries to look unconcerned and turn aside when you catch her watching, but her wistful expressions reveal a lot about her inner thought. A lady who views you merely as a friend will not feel the need to fix her gaze on you in such a way. However, if she can't tear her gaze away from you, sneaking peeks before timidly looking down, it indicates that you are completely dominating her thought. Humans have an innate need to feel close to one another through the use of eye contact. Those intense stares she gives you aren't insincere. They cause her brain to release hormones that link her to you, making her feel extremely close to you. Those feelings of enthralling want intensify the more time she spends gazing at you. It's as if her eyes reveal the profound allure she feels, even though she might not yet be aware of it. If you notice her gaze fixated on you, it's likely that she fantasizes about being yours for many hours during the day. Grooming without consent, subconsciously, she's checking her makeup, smoothing her hair, and adjusting her clothes to make you aware that you're there. Her attention shifting to herself while you're present is a long lost biological cue to make her more alluring and capture your gaze. Humans have always had an innate need to present themselves in the best light possible to potential mates, and these practices have their origins in our evolutionary past. She subconsciously gets herself ready for the chance of courting by adjusting her hairstyle or clothing. Because her brain sees you as a possible spouse, it happens subconsciously. She subconsciously wants you to notice her more if her preening habits are more noticeable and occur more frequently. In an effort to pique your interest, she may self-groom, which is both an indication of her nervousness and a reflection of her habits. In your presence, there may be a gentle awakening of physical self-awareness. Pay attention to these signs. Enhanced joy and optimism. Is there a noticeable difference in her demeanor, energy, and likelihood of laughing while you're around? Her infectious smiles and giggles are signs that she is so happy and excited to be in your company. From an evolutionary perspective, our forebears were able to attract mates by exuding positive energy through smiling, laughing, and moving their bodies. These practices are ingrained in our psychological mating rituals and have profound roots. Her involuntary pleasure in your presence is shown when she can't help but laugh and smile at your presence. Those carefree times reveal her genuine emotions, which she could be attempting to hide. Her carefree demeanor betrays her secret want to win your heart with her infectious enthusiasm. Hobbies that involve anxiety, playing with worried routines, might reveal your obsession, even if it's subtle. Her seemingly small mannerisms, such as messing with her hair or chewing her nails, betray her subliminal attraction. If she becomes agitated and fidgety while she's around you, it means you excite and worry her simultaneously. She is able to release her tense energy through the repeating motions of her unconscious habit. Some instances that are often mentioned are twirling rings, tapping feet, or brushing flesh. She satisfies a psychological need for stimulation by engaging in these recurrent activities. Her restless mind simply cannot sit still. Keep an eye out for some actions that appear to happen more frequently while you're close by. Light-hearted serenade and embracive humor in a humorous, flirting manner. Does she continually make fun of you? There is a hint of romantic intrigue in those playful remarks. She is trying to get your attention and keep the conversation going by engaging you in clever banter. Your subconscious desires to interact with you on a regular basis, and this lighthearted back and forth meets that need. That's just her mind trying to keep you in her thoughts. You'll find that there's an air of flirtation between the two of you thanks to the repeated inside joke. Many species push-pull mating behaviors are psychologically similar to the taunting behavior. She manages to keep you hooked on her elusive image by flitting between friendly and uninterested moments. Her manipulative tactics appeal to your baser desires, and the thrill of the chase awakens your competitive nature. She, pretty much, when she speaks, Her desire for a deeper connection with you becomes apparent when you discover her engineering motives for starting odd discussions. She will use the most ridiculous excuse to start a conversation and get you to focus on her. She manages to make contact in seemingly innocuous ways by using conversation icebreakers, such as asking irrelevant questions or acting confused about basic subjects. However, she secretly longs for any chance to engage and make an impact. She clearly has a hard time letting you go of her mind because she frequently makes up reasons not to talk to you. The concept of using manipulation to direct conversations in her favor as a means of releasing her obsessions has attracted her. In every conversation, someone is trying to get a piece of your mind and time for themselves, imitating your word choice and actions. Her unconscious attempt to align herself with your wavelength and win your approval is on full display when you catch her mimicking your speech patterns, body language, or gestures. Mirroring, according to evolutionary psychologists, triggers the likeness and breeding relationship. Because our movements mimic those of other individuals, we like to associate with those who do the same. Her goal is to make you feel more comfortable around her, so she subtly mimics your movement. Subtle examples of this propensity include moving your body in sync, making similar facial expressions, and speaking with similar terminology and cadences. It's like her mind is trying to get close to you by pretending it's just like you. Her need for that close relationship grows in proportion to the amount of mirroring you notice. Laughing too hard at your jokes, does the way she responds to your comedy come across as really exuberant and dramatic? The fact that she gets so heated up just being around you and trying to impress you is evident in her overdramatic enthusiasm for even your most cringeworthy joke. She needs you to laugh at her jokes because, on a psychological level, that means you two are compatible and want to be intimate. Her mind is led to believe that you two have a common feeling of laughter when you laugh out loud at her joke. Her brain is excited because it doesn't want her to lose out on enjoying your jokes and reinforcing your feelings of acceptance, which is why she's laughing so much. By elevating your self-esteem and leading you to believe that your relationship is exceptional, her overblown approval makes her pursuit easier. Inquiring about your peripheral activities, her overt attempts to gain insight into your inner world, become apparent when the talk repeatedly returns to asking you about your hobbies, aspirations, and passions. She wants to know you on a deeper level, and her questions reflect that. Her curiosity and fixation on getting to know you as a person are on full display in her seemingly harmless small chat inquiries. An instinctive desire to go deeper than surface level chat and closeness is the driving force. She longs for an intimate glimpse into your genuine character. Your significant other is thinking about you a lot when she takes the time to learn about your true interests and the things that motivate you. She clearly cares about getting to know you on a personal level, as her interest indicates. Keeping minor points in mind, a sign that you're always on her mind is if she keeps bringing up little details or inside jokes that you've brought up. Unless we're totally engrossed in someone, the minor things usually go unnoticed. She reveals the workings of her subconscious mind when she commits insignificant details about you to memory. She seems to have a knack for remembering even the most inconsequential details about you. Non-verbally, she's letting you know that she pays attention to the little things, like your favorite snack or that annoying commercial jingle. This means that she values your experiences, no matter how insignificant they may seem. It reveals a lot about her developing feelings for you. Justifications for persisting. As your interactions come to a close, does she appear reluctant to depart? She has an innate reluctance to finish the interaction and break her immersion, which is why there are occasions when she lingers, seemingly putting off the eventual goodbye. She subtly prolongs her capacity to exist in your realm by prolonging those last minutes, relishing your presence for as much time as possible before reality steps in. Her hesitation symbolizes her brain's difficulty in moving on from something pleasurable. Marinating in is its preferred method. Deep down, she fears the emptiness that will come from breaking off that enthralling connection with you. The twitching and circling are manifestations of an instinct to hold on for as long as possible to the meeting. If she's putting off your departure on purpose, it shows how much she hates to see you go. There is no reason behind her texts or calls. When she makes up excuses to text or phone when there's no pressing matter or update to provide, it can be the largest red flag. Her insatiable need for your attention is on full display in those triggered, apparently random attempts to establish contact. From a psychological perspective, we only choose to engage in unprompted conversation with people who hold significant emotional weight for us. Picking up the phone demonstrates that they had sufficient control over our thoughts to interrupt our flow until we were happy with a connection. These impulsive proposals for an engagement, even if it's merely to catch up or ask some light inquiries, are strategic manifestations of her heavy, burdensome feelings toward you. You can wager that you occupy her thoughts to a considerable degree if she often makes low stakes efforts in an effort to reconnect. If you educate yourself on the dynamics of courtship, you'll be able to spot the telltale signs that she's hooked. Use everything you've learned to your advantage. Win her heart and outshine the competition. Please share your thoughts in the space provided if you have reached this point. Watch the suggested video on the screen right now to learn more about related subjects. Thank you for tuning in.